I was able to set the date and the time very easily. And if you notice, it's picked up my AT&T card. I have a fairly decent signal here in Amish Country. I'm pretty impressed. And we're looking at the startup screen. So let me just put it down. Let's just do a quick navigation with it. Let's go to the top. And we can see on the navigation that what we have is email. And if I scroll to the right, then that's connecting to the internet. And this appears to be our map program. And then what we have is a notes application. We get to the camera, and we also can switch to different, I'm assuming, profiles. It says switch to personal. Then I can set up my email. I have obviously no calendars. I have Wi-Fi on this. It's shut off right now, and when I get home, after this quick search, that's one of the first things we're going to try is the Wi-Fi to see how well that is. And we have a search key, and then set up my internet telephone. So far, it looks pretty good. Let's check out the menu. We'll press menu, and of course we have the basic setup screen, or the menu screen that comes up for most Nokia devices. Calendar, contacts. There's a log, the web messaging gallery, download Office, email, control panel, help, and then applications. So I'm going to spend a little more time with this, and I'll get back with you guys shortly. But so far it looks pretty cool. I like the device. Okay, what I didn't do was bring a tripod so that I could take and hold the device with one hand and have the camera steady, so forgive any shaking that you do see. Interestingly enough, on the right hand side, after it had powered up, and I thought I was going to play with the device for a little bit, it recognized that I had inserted a SIM, that there were contacts in my SIM, and when I had pressed contacts, it came up with a message asking if I wanted to copy all of my contacts on my SIM over to the device memory, and of course I chose not to do that. And so I have my basic contacts on my SIM showing, and it came up right away. It was very, very interesting that how slick it was. So unfortunately that doesn't come up now. And I thought what I would try to do, since the first thing I want to do is check out the internet and just see how fast and how good it works before I take and play with anything. I'm going to give it a try, and we'll just see how fast it comes up. So I'm going to press the internet, and of course I have nothing on this other than the basic stuff that comes up. And so I think what I'll do is I'll press the AT&T and see how fast the AT&T homepage loads up for MediaNet. And of course it's already connected. I have the Edge network, and boy, that came up pretty good. I'm impressed with that. I'm impressed. And of course I'm seeing right now up in Maine that the temperature is currently 72. I probably would like to be up at the lake right now, but we're down here in Pennsylvania, and we're going to enjoy this particular area. So this seemed to work fairly quickly, and I'm going to try to play with this and just see how well it works. I'll probably add a couple favorites in here, then I'll get back to you just to tell you how well it worked. But my first impression is navigation is very, very easily accomplished. I like it. So I thought I would try to navigate to one of my favorite sites, mobility site, and just see how fast that will load up. I'm going to press the soft key for my options, and it gives me the several options where I can take and show open applications, open a link, go to a web address, bookmarks, and I don't have any bookmarks yet, so I'm going to go to a web address, and of course I have the HTTP showing. I just have to type in mobilitysite.com, but I'm going to just slide this around, and notice how quickly that rendered. Let me just place it down on this table here, and we're going to take and we'll try the keypad with one hand if I can, and we'll type in MOBILITY site.com, COM, and we'll hit the enter key, and just I'll press the enter key now. There it is, and it's, if you look down in the lower left hand corner, you can see that it's gone out and it's looking for it, and hopefully it's going to bring it up relatively quickly. So mobility site is up. Took a little bit longer than I expected, but it certainly is not the device. Had to be the internet connection. But it's very, very clear. I don't know how well you can see with this camera, but it's very, very clear. Navigation works very well. And one of the things that, well, two things I've noticed. First of all, if you notice the device, I have it on a tabletop here, and I'm just going to kind of turn a little bit, and I don't know if you can see it, how it's balanced very nicely. How many times have you ever had a device where you open it up and all of a sudden it tilts over because the screen or the top portion is heavier than the bottom and ends up tilting the device? This is balanced very nicely, so you can lay it down. It's very, very slick. Also, by the way, when you have it in the landscape mode, in the upper left hand corner you can see your signal strength, that I'm connected to the edge network, and at the bottom I can see my battery power. So if you're spending a lot of time, it's kind of cool. Now when I close this, obviously it's going to go to the portrait mode, but it also is going to lock the keypad on me, which is a good feature. So let's take and press this in the asterisk, and it didn't work. I didn't do it fast enough. I have to do it a little bit faster. There we go. And here we have it in the portrait mode. And again, now when I have it in portrait mode, it's telling me that I have mobility site at the top. I know that I'm connected with an edge, but I don't know what my battery is. So I like that feature. Again, just the first look, my first shot at it, it's my first impression, and I have to tell you that as I slowly get into this thing, I'm very, very impressed. It's really, really nice, and its size is amazing. Let me just pause this just for a second, and I'm going to take my HTC Touch Pro and just place it next to it, and you get to see a comparison of the sizes. Alright, just a quick comparison between the HTC Touch Pro and the Nokia E75. You can see that the E75 is just slightly longer than the Touch Pro. Not much more. But where the difference is that if I compare the two devices side by side, you can see that the Touch Pro is significantly larger, or the appearance is that it's significantly. In fact, the difference is about the width of the screen, which is important to some, to others not so much. But more importantly, what I like is that when I open up one and I open up the other, I don't know if you notice the difference. See, this doesn't quite sit flat, and of course it's the design of the cover, but even if they had an absolutely flat back cover, this is still pretty heavy. This definitely sits right flat down, and I like that. I'm very, very pleased with the design. Alright, well that's it for now. I'm going to take and go sit down and just navigate around and learn some of the features and what we have, and I'll get back and talk a little bit more about this later on.